Hi everyone, and welcome to my revisit, let's put it that way, of the AudioSense DT600, the I3pro, and the Timeless. I decided to do this because honestly, if there are IMs that have impressed me lately, and really impressed me, these three definitely fall into that category. Um, every single one of them surprised me in their particular way and particular manner because I mean AudioSense, I had tried their other products, so I was expecting this to be good, but I never thought that, as I mentioned when I actually reviewed it, that the jump would be so significant. So when I heard the DT100, I was blown away by the fact that it was a single BA and it was able to play the way it was playing, because it actually sounded like a DD. And it played so well with such a nice bass and everything. That I thought, how have they done this? When I heard the DT300, it was like, oh my god, if the 100 was good, this is taking it to a whole different level. And the same thing happened again when I heard the DT600. The jump was again a significant jump. The Tri surprised me because, first of all, because it's a planar, and it just brought that whole planar way of doing things to the table, and the whole way that everything is just married together, and it is so well done that honestly, I don't understand why. Well, I'm not going to say it's cheap, because obviously it's not cheap, but I don't understand when you have products of this quality, and every one of these three falls in that category. When you have products of this quality and a price at the price that they are, I mean, they're all around $200, give or take. A little bit higher there, a little bit lower there. How can other brands actually, and this is going to sound wrong what I'm going to say, but how can other brands actually have the audacity to launch products at the same price without having gone to the trouble of even listening to these? Because these things just blow them away. I mean, the top guy from Nice HDK, I mean, come on, that thing should cost $80, $100 at the very most, compared to this. The Timeless, at the price that it has, I mean, what does a P1 have to justify its price? What does a P2, what does the new one, the Plus, even have to justify the crazy price that it has? Nothing. Zero. Nothing, period. That's the reality. In terms of BAs, honestly, I have the Bravery arriving this week, and obviously then I will be able to compare the Bravery and come to a different conclusion, or to the same conclusion that I'm going to say now. I really do not see any other IEM full BA set priced at this amount that can actually be superior to the DT600. I don't see any. We have to, and I'm going to maybe say something which is a little bit exaggerated, but we have to enter RSV territory to really get something which we say, wow. So where does, for example, TRN with the BA15 justify its price when you have something like this which just eats the BA15 for breakfast? I mean, the DT300 is enough for the BA15, let alone the 600. So this is what at the end of the day I'm actually impressed about, is how have these brands been able to give us such an amazing set of products at such a competitive price, and then we have other products from other brands which are just ridiculously priced. I mean, I just don't understand. But anyway, I actually made a nice analogy between them and the home audio, home HiFi, and the analogy I did to kind of place, or to give them a position, so that some of us that are more acquainted with home HiFi can actually understand what I'm trying to say, is this is like Marantz and Luxman is in terms of the better Japanese hi-fi. This is what it is like. Luxman, for example, is been known for having some amazing products over the years, and they just differentiate themselves from the rest of Japanese hi-fi. I would perhaps also include Denon in this group. So that's how I would classify the AudioSense DT600. The Tri, I would say, is like Krell, the Class A amplifiers from Krell, an American brand. I mean, if you've never heard a Krell, then you have to hear a Krell. Their authority in terms of their ability to reproduce bass, especially sub bass, and the power with which they are able to do that, it's what the i3 reminds me of. So this is like a Krell. And the Timeless is like a very good modern day full valve amplifier, like a Jadis or an Audio Research. This is what the Timeless is. So every one of them with their particular characteristics, with their particular sound. Not that one is tremendously better than the other or significantly, but no, they just do things in a different way, and it just makes it's actually, look, they're all side grades. I could not, if you were to ask me, well, which one, I want all three. That's why I have all three, because they just amazing, honestly. As I mentioned, if I have to put any flaw on the DT600, it's the fact that it sometimes you do get a sense of it. Yes, it's a BA set, because it's just too cold. It's just, it gives that coldness, which, but otherwise, putting those few times that happens aside, the sub bass and the bass that this has, tremendous. We're talking, mind you, when I say that, I'm talking quality. There's quantity, yes, plenty, but quality, tremendous. The vocals, tremendous, really good. The detail retrieval, the cleanliness of the sound, it's just something else. The Tri. What can I say about the Tri? Planar. That says basically everything. It's just huge. The sound is huge, and the more I listen to it, the more I'm just left speechless. I mean, I hear stuff like Jeff Cascaro on here, or I hear Larry Carlton, or I hear Carol Duboc, or I hear Chieli Minucci, and it's like I'm there. It is that good. The sub bass, tremendous. It's really, it gives everything that extra that it needs. If there's any flaw, is that the mid bass makes things a little bit thin then when it goes into the vocal sometimes, but that's really the only flaw. And as well, there's some I don't know, could also probably be that lack of mid bass, but sometimes in the treble you feel that something there is slightly missing, but otherwise the width, the height, the airiness, the soundstage is just tremendous. Timeless. I'm lost for really any flaws, and if there are, I mean, bass texture, tremendous. The way it just presents everything, it seems like, I'm just looking at my notes because I actually do notes, otherwise I forget some of the stuff I want to mention. But the detail retrieval, the decay of how instruments play and everything, it just makes things so effortless. The Timeless, it's just like it's taking a stroll in the park, and it's the thing that surprised me also tremendously is how versatile it is in terms of what music it's capable of playing. Because of the bass that it has, it will play EDM well, it will play rap well, it will play orchestral, it will play rock, it will play male vocals very well. Female vocals, maybe not as well. There's really no significant, maybe I could say that imaging could perhaps be better, but otherwise, I mean, I'm nitpicking really. And the same goes for the Tri again. It plays basically everything well. If there is a genre that maybe it will fall behind a little bit, it's in rock, because of, again, the mid bass um, is again, sorry, like I was saying before, and only because the mid bass is slightly behind, so it doesn't have that extra oomph that you need sometimes with some of the rock music. And the AudioSense, the DT600, again, it plays everything very well. Vocals are amazing. I wanted to do this video basically because if you are in the market for something around this price, any one of these three will definitely satisfy you. It's just a question now of what is your preference. What is it that you like more in terms of the tech used, or the ergonomics, or how the look, the feel. What is it that appeals more to you? Do you like more BMW or a Mercedes or an Audi? They're all very good. It's kind of that's the choice that you make here. Any one of these three IEMs is tremendous, and this is what I think that most brands should be focusing on. It's not churning out models by the hundreds. Make less models, but make them good. There's plenty brands out there. There's plenty stuff, and everything, and focus on giving people good quality stuff, and not just making model upon model upon model, and then like, okay, all right, and no, just give them a good quality IM. And if it's a good quality IM, it will sell for a long time. And the perfect example of that is the Blonde. I mean, just today I was hearing the review actually that BGGAR was doing on the new Blonde BL Max, and more than once I heard him say that he preferred the Blonde BL03, and that says a lot. It says that with the 03 being it a fluke or not a fluke or whatever you want to have you, it was so good, and it is so good that 2 years going on to 3 now have gone by, and it still is a reference to the newer stuff, and people still look at it as something that is really worth it, and it still is available. You can still buy it. It's still being manufactured, and that's what should be done. Brands honestly should do things more thinking long term. Same thing, just like I just mentioned as well in my review of the ZEX on KZ. Finally, something KZ does properly. Fair enough, they started with the EDX. That was a very good single, cheap, dynamic. The DQ6, again, another interesting proposition in terms of being a triple dynamic, so something unusual. The ZAS, in my opinion, finally properly done. Some people might have preferred the ZAX, but the ZAS, sorry, is very good for me. I found it very good. If there was any flaw, was perhaps just lack of treble to match the monstrous amounts of bass that it has. But the ZEX, I mean, it's the use of new technology done smartly, and KZ should take that formula and improve upon it. Give us something that people will want to buy in 2, 3, 4 years time, because it's that good. Anyway, like I said, this is not so much a review of these. It was just a small little revisit, because I've been listening to these IMs all week, and every time I put any one of them into my ears, I'm just absolutely left speechless. I mean, tremendous, and my congratulations to all these three brands. I mean, AudioSense, well done. Chi, well done. And Timeless, 7 Hertz, also well done. By the way, I want to just mention that with regards to the issue I had with my missing set of Auroras. That's been resolved, and I should be having them this week, and we'll be reviewing them. And I want to thank HiFi Go for their professionalism and the way in which they handled that issue, which was, I mean, I believe it was the first, it never had happened. And if it wasn't down to the fact that they actually weighed the package when it's sent, and then they were able to see the weight that the package was sent with and compare it to the weight that the package should have, I would probably not have been so lucky. But because they do that, yes, they saw that there was, you know, a bit of weight there difference, and that obviously was attributed to the missing IEMs. Anyway, that's just my little, like I said, take on these little babies here. All right, take care. Bye bye.